I would be surprised if the people that are meeting here tonight are unaware of all of this sort of white-collar crime going on. But there might be one or two that is honestly unaware of it. People coming in late to the Michael Peevey affair. Please step forward to the cameras if you are. Get video recorded so we can follow up on how you fit in to the Peevey.
Absolutely.
For what? Stealing from the people of California?
We're getting a decent guy.
Peevey turned his back on the people of Southern California and imposed $5 billion to pay for San Onofre over the next 10 years, when San Onofre will produce not another megawatt of electricity. Michael Peevey allowed the investigation into San Bruno to basically be stalled, delayed, and he failed to take any real corrective action. Michael Peevey, with regard to San Diego, killed the investigation into the horrific fire that caused billions and billions of dollars with SDG&E equipment caused fire, and didn't let that investigation go. The rates under Michael Peevey in the last 12 years, the rates have been raised to the point they're the highest in the nation. The investors that invest in utilities in California make way more than anywhere else in the country. And what we're basically saying is, let's get a commission of independent people to adopt new policies so that we are at least in parity with the rest of the country.
Are you honoring the crook?
I'm supposed to go to that fundraiser tonight at the ballpark. Where you don't want to go.
Thank you.
Let one go? What? Shame on you.
Which has linked him to illegitimate meetings in Warsaw, Poland. Some people here may like Michael Peevey as a person. They may like how he maybe can throw nice parties. They may like how he can take them to nice restaurants. They may like how he can funnel money through their pocketbook. But do we like someone who takes money from the public illegitimately and runs a regulatory agency for his own purposes to set up a network of cronies, a network of cronies that's here tonight?
He's in jail.
Maybe with a little bit of nervous smiles on their faces as they set up bogus nonprofits. Some of them just realize they have to pay the piper in order to get in. Some of them realize.
I'm with the San Francisco Chronicle. Might have a second. A lot of people.
Are you here to go on the crook?
Are you
here for the crook?
That's my privacy.
Dishonorable activity with the Peevey organization.
Crooks right here. Look at this. Stealing from the people of California. Tonight. He's been stealing from the people of California.
Any more Michael Peevey attendees? Scandal and corruption in our ordinance.
Nice.
Okay. So how do you fit in to this ring of corruption?
I'm here tonight to protest the fact that all of these people who are paid by companies that have financial interests in front of the PUC are here to give money on behalf of Mike Peevey, who is under federal and state investigation for bribery and corruption. I think because government officials who are currently sitting, who have business, are going to be here tonight, and people who are coming to this dinner have business in front of those government officials. So what that is just another opportunity for another big, illegal ex-party meeting that destroys people's faith and trust in government. And therefore, I am here to protest the fact that this potentially big ex-party meeting is occurring tonight. Problems with the current PUC are that they no longer follow the law or the process or have the ratepayers' interest at heart. Instead, they have been completely co-opted by the companies they regulate. So the regulator has become a lapdog of the regulated. That is not what Governor Hiram Johnson wanted in 1911 when the PUC was reformed. That is not what the people wanted when they passed an initiative to reform the then corrupt commission. That is not what the people today want. I believe the people of California need to make their voices known that we will no longer stand for corruption by state regulators who have a job to do in the public interest, and they should not be putting their personal interests in front of the public interest.
The fires in San Diego, all of these disasters that have happened in recent times, we're now becoming aware that it is a concocted bunch of schemes by these heads of the Utility Commission. And the attendees that you see here tonight are essentially a who's who list of the cronies and people that are in bed with the CPUC and the utilities. Somehow they are making money out of your pocket as a ratepayer. As a ratepayer, you're required, if you're in one of these for-profit utility areas, to pay for your utilities. That goes into their schemes, making our utility rates some of the highest in the nation, if not the highest. Compared with municipals, for example, Anaheim, Sacramento, and LA, they pay about an average of $160 per megawatt hour. San Diego, $374, more than 2 times. Why is that? It's because they're siphoning the money out into the schemes that we're now becoming aware of. The people here tonight are, if you take every single one of these people, you'll either find a green-wrapped shell corporation that is taking money out of the hands of the ratepayers and running it through those. You see union representatives, you see people that are contractors. Everybody that gets money from the utilities are coming here tonight. And what is the reason? To pay their respects and their homage to the leader, their fearless leader of this essential white-collar crime that's going on. This man, Michael Peevey, was dethroned from his position of power, and now he's seeking another landing place. This meeting tonight was sanctioned and set up by the University California, Berkeley, Goldman School of Public Policy. Dean Henry Brady is behind this. He is the one who set up this meeting, and when I called him, he refused to understand that Michael Peevey has just been found out. This meeting in Warsaw, Poland is a smoking gun, and this is going to take him down and everybody else down that walks in this door, we hope. We hope that we're not asking for punishment per se, we're asking for their rigging of the system to be undone and put back in the hands of openness, propriety, and democracy, and out of the hands of essentially what looks like a mafia crime ring. This is, I've only been looking at this for the last 2 years, and I'm astounded at how this system works. I'm astounded at how dirty it is. I'm astounded at how closed it is. I'm astounded at how they have a public process that looks like they're doing something for the public, and it's all a hoax. That public process really doesn't do anything except just look there for show. And behind the scenes, what do you have? You have the private meetings in Warsaw, Poland. You have the private meetings in London, Australia. They're globe trotters. These are federal crimes because they're doing it outside the country. We asked them for their documentation. They were required by law to turn it over. They did not. Why? Because they were hiding it and they know that it was wrong what they were doing. This is a disgusting display of the worst that happens in America right here. This meeting tonight are everybody bowing down to the king of corruption, Michael Peevey, and his California Public Utilities Commission, which is raping every ratepayer in this California that has to pay rates to a public utility. Now, I'm sure that there's one or two things that have done that are good by Michael Peevey. When you hear his list of things, you say, that guy is almost a saint. But when you look under the wrapper, you look into each one of those organizations, you find that there's nothing in them. You find that they're just a way to siphon money out of the ratepayer's pocket.
And you're like harassing everybody that would potentially talk to the media.
We're going to honor the crook tonight? We're going to honor Michael Peevey, the crook?
He's a great...
Have associated with a corrupt system orchestrated by a corrupt person, continuing to pay homage even though he's been thoroughly discredited. He drove up the prices of electricity to the highest in the country, even though the good people of California were using the least amount of electricity in the country. And so what you saw here tonight are people that are basically saying, we don't care what he did, we don't care if he didn't have integrity. All we care about is that he gave us stuff, and we're part of a corrupt system from which we personally profit.
$250 a plate. I mean, they're saying it's a lifetime achievement dinner. What level of shamelessness are we talking about here?
Well, that's a lifetime achievement in the sense that he probably achieved more damage to the good people of California than any other president of the California Public Utilities Commission. And the damage really can't be measured in dollars. How do you measure the loss of integrity of an institution that oversees $47 billion? That's a third of the California budget. How do you justify raising rates on elderly people, sick people, infirm people? Most of the people that are going to hear this from my voice when they read or see this or listen to it are going to say, well, you know, I can live with the increased rates, but there's a class of people that when their rates go up $1, $2, $5, $10 a month, they can't. That's the difference between making it and not making it. My clients are terminally ill. My client delivers food to the terminally ill. They look at those bills that when they increase as the difference between being able to make the rent or not make the rent. So I think that tonight was very significant because there were so many good people here. Good members of the press were here. The message is going to go out. The momentum is building. And it's not just about prosecuting Peevey, it's about getting to the governor and asking the governor, quit appointing your cronies to the California Public Utilities Commission, put in a group of independent, well-respected members of our community and restore the Public Utilities Commission to its mission, which is to protect ratepayers from unreasonable rates.
Finally, I asked the organizer about this and I said, you know, what about the ratepayers who are suffering as a result of the actions of Mr. Peevey? And he said, well, you're insinuating that he somehow personally benefited. That's not the point, but there is a point, isn't there, about what level of ratepayers' money did he actually cause them to pay?
Well, I think
right? Draw the connection for us. So if people might be saying, oh, whatever, fat cats are fat cats and they hobnob and what have you.
Well, you see, there's two things, and I think you raise an excellent point. On the one hand, Mr. Peevey did great damage to the financial security, not only of individual ratepayers, but of businesses. We pay the highest electricity rates in the nation, by far. That is a drain on the economy of California that robs us of jobs, of economic opportunities. Now, when people say he didn't personally benefit, oh, he did personally benefit. And he personally benefited with hundreds of thousands of dollars of gifts. He was traveled all over the world. He was wined and dined. He basically operated out of the California Club, which is an exclusive club, the the club, the various clubs around the world that he visited, the various hotels that were paid for by essentially ratepayer funds. He did personally profit. Look at how he looks. Look at how he carries himself. Look at how he dresses. Look at how he has the heated towel racks, the heated floors. He's living a plush life, and he's so disconnected. He's been consumed by materialism, and he's spread that disease of materialism to his fellow commissioners and to the people that came before him. And the idea was either join in the march or the corruption, or you're not going to participate in the material benefits that we make possible.
So there's the question of whether he personally benefited, but isn't there also, drill down for me here, explain to our viewers how it is that his own actions have contributed to them having to pay more. I mean, isn't
okay,
that
let me give you a quick, yes, it is.
Yes,
it is. Michael Peevey turned his back on the people of Southern California and imposed $5 billion to pay for San Onofre over the next 10 years, when San Onofre will produce not another megawatt of electricity.
I'm Beth Branham from the Ecological Options Network, and I've been an intervener at the California Public Utilities Commission on the issue of smart meters and smart meters being forced to be installed on every home. What people don't understand is that the radiation they emit constantly, 24/7, is considered a Class 2B carcinogen. So we have objected to the forced installation of Class 2B carcinogens on people's homes. People have become very, very ill. And what we've seen since the release of the 65,000 emails are emails that prove, without a question of a doubt, the same pattern of a corruption of the CPUC process happening with the smart meter proceeding as happened with the San Onofre rape case proceeding. The emails reveal that there was a plan to make sure that the smart meters were fully installed before the proceeding decision would come out, and so therefore the proceeding was moot. It was a charade, and it was delayed, and that was participated in by, unfortunately, the ALJ, the judge at the CPUC, and we're really speaking out here because this isn't just corruption and they've done naughty things. These are decisions that have been made that have cost people their homes, their lives, property damage. This is not something trivial. We can't have the regulators of our public utilities not regulated. We have to have them protecting us, the public. So for honoring Peevey, Commissioner Peevey, I do have to say that in his defense, he did acknowledge, according to the emails, that people do get pain from being exposed to pulsing microwaves. And he did want to have the utilities make arrangements so that not everyone would have to accept one of these devices on their homes. But he didn't insist upon it, and the utilities wishes prevailed. So unfortunately, Commissioner Peevey really did fail us. So I'm thankful that we are seeing the pattern of the corruption here so that now we can do something about it. The public has got to stand up for our rights and insist that we be protected from the most powerful industries in our state, which is the utility.
My name is Steve Zeltzer, and I'm with the No Nukes Action, the United Public Workers for Action Committee. And I had an experience at the last meeting of the California Public Utility Commission. I said that I was happy that Michael Peevey was retiring, but he should go to jail. And at which point the highway patrolman came up and tried to arrest me for speaking at the meeting of the California Public Utility Commission. And in fact, the whole meeting was orchestrated because the first part of it was corporate-funded people from our tax dollars speaking for hours and hours about how wonderful Michael Peevey was on his retirement. We're talking here about not just criminal corruption that he was on the take to these corporations, PG&E and the Southern California Edison. We're talking about people dying because of his malfeasance. Pacific Gas and Electric fires whistleblowers at PG&E who complained about the gas leak in San Bruno. They were fired and they were retaliated against. Whistleblowers have been fired at Humboldt as a result of what's going on. So the workers, unfortunately, are trying to do the right thing, and they're retaliated against cahoots with the PG&E and Southern California Edison. So what are we saying here today? Well, for us, we're saying that he should be criminally prosecuted. But it's not enough to prosecute Michael Peevey, because he wasn't alone in this corruption. These utilities, which are supposed to be regulated by him, should also be indicted and prosecuted for criminal corruption. They were bribing their way to get special favors from Michael Peevey. And who was paying for these special favors? It was the ratepayers of California, who have spent billions of dollars, who have had health and safety problems, who have had problems with the smart meters, who have problems with cell phones. There's not proper regulation for the protection of the people of California. This is what the California Public Utilities Commission was supposed to do. It was supposed to protect the people against those interests that have a lot of money. And they have billions of dollars, and their billions of dollars comes from the ratepayers. That's where their money comes, from us, from the people of California. Now, it is true that, as a matter of fact, the PG&E customers pay far more in their payments than in Sacramento Public Utility District. And the reason is it's a private utility. They have spent tens of millions of dollars fighting public power in California with our money fighting public power. This company, which is helping to host this dinner, and we call it Crooks Honoring Crooks. That's really what this is, Crooks Honoring Crooks. PG&E is not an efficient company. And one of the key reasons it's not efficient is they want to sell more electricity, they want to sell more gas to make more profit when you can be more efficient. Why is that? Well, the fact of the matter is energy use in California is going down. People are using more solar. People are becoming more efficient, but our rates are going up. How could that be? Why would our rates be going up when energy is going down? It's because they keep raising the rates. What the utilities have said, and it's not just PG&E and Southern California Edison, but utilities all over the country have said that they have a revenue decline, a long-term revenue decline, and what are they going to do about that revenue decline? Well, what they're going to do about the revenue decline is to raise rates for the ratepayer and the public nationally to pay for Diablo Canyon, to pay for the decommissioning of these nuclear plants. We're talking billions, tens of billions, and maybe even hundreds of billions of dollars of cost to decommission these nuclear plants. So what we are saying is we cannot have an efficient electrical system with PG&E and Southern California Edison in charge. They are not going to do the right thing. It's like banks are not going to do the right thing. Therefore profits, as is PG&E and Southern California Edison. Our view is there has to be public power under community labor control, and we are also speaking out against the union, IBW 1245, which is probably here tonight, and have given previous honors to Michael Peevey, and they've given him honors for being a great person. Well, frankly, when you attack workers who are defending health and safety, you're not a great person. When you allow these utilities to do what they've done as far as covering up in the health and safety, you're not serving the public, and you're not serving the workers who work at PG&E. And all of you know who live in the Bay Area, PG&E is spending tens of millions of dollars in ads about how wonderful the workers are. They have a lot of ads. The workers want to keep the lights on. They want to make sure that people have their power. All well and good, and I support the workers. But the workers are not the problem. It's the management and owners of PG&E who are the problem. They want to do the right thing, but they have a management that basically is interested in making more profit at the cost of the ratepayer and at the cost of the workers. So we're here today to say those people who are coming in to honor Peevey themselves should be investigated for their corporate ties to this corruption. And also, the Attorney General, Kamala Harris, the U.S. Attorney, has to start investigating and prosecuting PG&E in Southern California Edison. It's not enough to prosecute the regulators. You have to prosecute those people who have actually benefited financially from the corruption in this regulatory agency. And the PUC has, according to some, has done a good job, including Governor Brown. Now, I don't happen to agree with some of the previous speakers about the Democrats. The Democrats get money from these corporate executives, and the Democratic Party is not about to clean up itself. Governor Brown, to the last day, in fact, after Peevey was moved, said he was doing a good job. Well, is the governor on the job? Is he on the job for the people of California, or is he on the job for PG&E? That's what the people have to ask. How could Governor Brown say that he's doing a good job when he's been, there's evidence of email, there's evidence of collusion between him and the utilities? Is that a good job for the people of California? That's a new level of, I think, corruption within the California Public Utility Commission. And Governor Brown, by saying he's still doing a good job, even if he was forced out to leave, is actually not serving the public. He needs to apologize to the people of California for telling the people that Michael Peevey is doing a good job. And we have to recognize that the connections that these utilities have are very deep. They give money, they give a lot of money, they give a lot of PR, and they want to prevent the people of California from having real control over regulation. This is something we're here today to stop. We're saying they have to be prosecuted, and we say people have to be educated about the role of Michael Peevey and the utilities, and we have to have a system in which people are really protected in California.